So Arthur C. Clarke basically said that history ought to be, okay, so we're having this discussion about Hannity and Combs. Like, would we allow someone like that to even be on TV? It's just pandering to people who are unwilling to acknowledge their stupidity. It's like flat Earth. You could have people say that they have a flat Earth, but to build an entire worldview on the idea that we're flat,
and then to like have people market off of, have people actually make money off of other people's stupidity.
Right.
That's the lowest.
That's equivalent to allowing, well, the way to offset this, according to Arthur C. Clarke, is you just purge religion from your library. As you're leaving Earth, you only bring along those things that you really want to support. Mm-hmm. So you do a purging. And so you have all the, I guess you would have history of science, so you would know where our knowledge came from. And therefore, religion would have to creep in. I mean, would you explain what happened to Galileo? It's like, why was everything retarded in, after someone discovers some astronomy?
Take like European history.
Yeah.
Or take like Latin American history. What has survived to us is basically those things that survived the purge.
This is your point about fragments.
Yeah. And it's very, so even a lot of the, well, you look at the things that were destroyed, the library in Alexandria. Yeah. And that's only one of like a few things. But like, so you have these novels, and you have these books that survive that actually reference books that we don't have anymore.
Oh, interesting.
And we have bits and pieces of things that were very important because multiple sources are quoting them. Mm-hmm. But the history that we really see in the past is almost like science and evolution. It has a lot of gaps in it because we're only looking at fragments. So it's really impossible for anybody to know the complete totality of what happened in history. Mm-hmm. We're all making assumptions.
What was that D.F. Griffith movie from like the 1900s?
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation, right. We don't have a full copy of that. Isn't that fascinating?
Metropolitus or something like this is
Metropolis.
Metropolis. They just found a couple years ago a copy in a janitor's closet in Rio de Janeiro or something.
Oh my God.
And it had 30 seconds more of video.
They compared it to what they were able to have it, right.
Film on it, so it was different things. But it's just like, yeah.
I love the Billy Idol version that was in 1985. The singer, Billy Idol, recreated elements. They superimposed him in the actual movie.
Oh, wow.
Was it Franz or Fritz? Somebody was the original director from 1925. But there are these cultural moments that when I think of developing a curriculum for whether it's the culture of the United States, because you're coming to learn our culture, right. You're not just, even if it's on the Bahamas, you're coming to learn language, but it's immersed in culture. I want kids to see that. They're 20 years old, and you're from Germany. You don't know about Dr. Caligari's closet or, different...
Only because my friend's band was named Dr. Caligari.
Oh, and you eventually, did you discover the movie?
Because I had to ask him, why is your band named this? And he told me.
And so did you actually then go to YouTube or something?
We watched it, yeah.
Oh, you found the whole thing?
Or we found whatever it was that we watched at the time, but he had to explain to me what it was, and this is what it is.
And for me, that was like the first time I was exposed to something along the lines of, is it called Sixth Sense, the one that Bruce Willis was in?
Yeah.
It turns out he's a ghost.
Yeah.
He goes through 3/4 of the movie and you think he's just wandering around, and suddenly it's like he's a ghost. We've been watching him like he's a real person, and it's like everything you've seen. Where we thought he was a person, he was actually a ghost in those situations. And so the Dr. Caligari's closet, from what I remember, is along that line. Whenever you have the distorted hallways, it's when he's talking. And whenever you see the outside of the garden, turns out that's a garden of a mental institution.
Yes.
So, it was the first time I saw this method of there are two realities depending on who's telling your story. And the audience is wrenched by, how interesting, all these different angles. And you don't realize that if you're observant, you figure it out. But I needed the reason I saw it was because I took a film history course.
Right.
So, of course, we did Citizen Kane. And you probably can think of 5, and I'd say, yeah, they're in that list.
Did you do... what else did you do?
I know. The ones that hit me were I'm Curious Yellow and They Kill Horses, Don't They? The guy likes Jane Fonda. So, why not?
We did It Happened One Night.
Okay.
Clark Gable.
He likes Singing in the Rain. You think that
we did Singing in the Rain. You have
seriously?
We watched it.
What is it about Singing in the Rain? I've sort of missed that.
Have you seen The Artist? The movie The Artist?
Saw clips from it. You got to go see the whole thing. They have a funny dog.
No.
The only part that's summed.
No, it's not. It's you have to know Singing in the Rain, and you can watch The Artist, and you understand. For me, when I watch
choices that the director makes,
it's a parallel look. The story is looking at the same thing in 2 different ways, and whereas Singing in the Rain is talking about the new medium from the perspective of the new medium, the artist is looking at the same thing that's happening with the perspective of the old medium.
Okay. I'll go see both of them, because what you're saying is you can't appreciate the artist without knowing the singing.